The ColdSteel Trailmaster Sanmai 3. You can see the laminate line of the stainless steel against the VG1 Core. On both sides, it's pretty uniform. Beautiful convex edge that's very sharp. This is the first. I mean, most of the time the big blades, they grind them so they're a little bit more stable under hard use. This thing is razor sharp. I was just touching it, and I was making a video before and I cut my finger just the slightest little bit, so I didn't want to get blood on these other handles and everything, so I redid it. But just ultra sharp. See the stamping on there, Trailmaster VG1 Sanmai 3. I mean, some people may not like that. I don't really care. You can also see the laminate line here, the sandwich core. You can also see it on the back of the blade. I don't know if it's picking it up, but you can see it all the way down this 5/16 stock. Kind of a coffin-shaped handle, Kray-Ex handle with a, it swells out on both ends. Doesn't really, tiny bit of swell here, but no palm swell in the center. I wish it was a little bit thicker. It is kind of small for my hand. I mean, my hand's bottoming back out into my wrist, but my palm here, my fingers. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I've never used a knife, more hard use knife with this big of a guard or hilt on it. So we'll see how that all plays in when I actually use it. This is one ColdSteel I haven't used before. This is the sheath that comes with it. Kind of disappointing, to say the least. Not even their Secure-Ex. It feels like just cardboard with nylon material wrapped around it. You can put it in both ways. The strap goes over the hilt. You could use this thing, I guess. I mean, it's got some paracord on the end, maybe to tie it around your leg. I just think it's pretty cheesy for the price you're paying for this beautiful knife. Total contrast, between the quality of the knife and the sheath you're getting. I mean, I know some of these other knives, like the Becker and the Ontario, the knife's not really that expensive compared to the sheath. This is a really nice knife with a really shitty sheath. Just shitty made, I guess. I mean, I haven't really tried it yet, so. Talks about the knife here. Knife Center has it on their sale right now, $251.96, $268 on Amazon. Blade HQ has it for the normal everyday price of $299. I did see that some of the vendors have a newer version that says coming soon that says A2. I know this knife was originally made in carbon V, and I think there was some 01 steel out there. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But I guess the newer version is going to be A2, about $169, $179, which I would be interested in getting. Shows the blade length, 9.5 inches overall, 14.5, 17.5 ounces, 5/16, and it is made in Japan. It gives you a little bit of information if you want to stop this and read about, the knife. So I thought about what to use as comparisons. I just pulled a couple of the big blades out that I have. More I look at this, I think the Province would have been a good knife, even though it is shorter. I think it's a 7-inch blade instead of a 9-inch blade. They're just very similar, with the swedge on top. It's a fighting knife, outdoor knife also. I just think it would have been it's in that price range, about $280. Of course, you're getting 4V, really nice polished G10 and a nice leather sheath. So this is the Darndeo. This is like basically, it's not a knife that everybody's going to buy, but it's similar size blade length. That was cutting edge actually. The blade length's a little longer. Just absolutely beautifully made, almost custom quality from Spyderco. Taichung plant. It's got the tapered tang. A CPM 154. You have your Becker BK9, which is a great comparison, and a $1095, a cheaper budget. This has got the TKC G10 scales on it. There's a lot of videos online of these two going at it. You can see this has got a taller blade, deeper different grind. You know, this has got a secondary bevel and a high saber grind, where this is pretty much a full flat almost from the swedge all the way. It is full flat with the convex. And then the RTAC, another low cost. You know, it's got the TKC scales on this. But this is what I normally think of as a big knife. You know, I mean, it's sharp. I've touched them both up. I haven't used this one at all. And it's relatively sharp. But this thing is just ballistic. It will slice through. It just sliced, just shaved a piece of my finger off. Just touching it. So the cost on the alternatives, the Becker is about 109 bucks. 33 to 60 are the scale options. You know, the RTAC's between 80 on Amazon to 100 on Blade HQ. Same thing, about $60 for the scales. And then the Darndale is $454.97. You do get a beautiful leather sheath also with that knife. You know, and a carrying case. A little bit different. And then these are the scales for the Becker. It's the, I forget what they call them, Zytel. And then the Ontario does give you micarta, which I'm going to mess with one of these days and just shave them down. You know, just mess with them. These are the two sheets for the Ontario. I actually think this is a nicer quality than what, you know, ColdSteel gives you, but that's just an opinion. I don't use any of these. I have leather and, you know, Kray-Ex for my other, you know, my other ones of these, so that I use in the desert. So anyways, I'll probably do a follow-up if I can get out to the desert. I haven't been able to get out for Thanksgiving, first time in like 15 years, just from families in town and, you know, just my health. But I can't wait to use this knife. It's beautiful. It lives up to my expectations I had for it. And I think it's going to be great in use, but we'll see. We'll see how I actually feel about having this guard, you know, see if it's going to cause any hot spots or, you know, bust onto your knuckles or whatever. Should be interesting. I'm curious to hear what people say about, you know, their experiences with this or if they've actually tried it. The ColdSteel Trailmaster VG1 Sanmai 3. Everybody have a good one.